Okay.
It's like if the patient's really anxious and they're going to give them a little bit of Ativan or something just to calm them down, you want to wait at least 20 minutes
After they got
for the
it.
medication to kick in.
Right.
20 minutes to a half hour, I would say. Then this way they won't be so anxious. Then your common steps, suction. God bless.
Bless you.
All right. Then number 5 is important. Perform stoma care, visually inspects for bleeding, erosion, and signs of infection. So this is when you do this here, you want to do all that inspection and look to make sure there's nothing going on. Because if you do, you take out the gauze and you look and you see what's happening. If you find something that's crazy, you're not going to change it right.
Okay.
So there's no reason to like come in to even do this check off and open everything up and put everything together before you even do that point.
Got it.
Okay? Because if you go ahead and open all their crap and then you look and they say, oh, the trach's really open and red and it's oozing,
Yeah.
you're not
That's
changing
it.
it.
Yeah.
So now all this stuff is
Wait.
Yeah.
done. Okay? So even with the checkoff, make sure that you do that part, suction, and do your inspection. So everything looks good unless somebody tells you something crazy. Then what position you want them in?
High
forward.
flowers.
Semi-Fowlers.
I mean,
High flowers for extubation.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay? Semi-flowers for trach change because you need the patient to kind of be in this position because the trach is going to follow their anatomy.
Oh.
So when you're doing it, you want to, if they're up high like this and you're going to
gonna
put
go.
it in, it's going to be
Oh,
difficult for you to do that. If they're in semi-phallus and you have the bed down low, it's easier because you're right here and then you're able to put the trach in. Okay? Sometimes, depending on the patient and their neck size, you may want to take the pillow out. So if they're short, stubby neck, you may want to take the pillow out so their head's extended. Okay? So like I always say, you want to make the stuff work for you, don't work for the stuff. Same thing with the patient. If the patient's got a short, fat neck and they got a pillow and they're like crunched like
Pushing it up.
this, all you can do is fight and probably not get it in right away. Okay? Then open the new trachea, new trach tube, and place on a sterile field. So the sterile fields are plentiful everywhere in the hospital. I would get 2. One I do for my stuff, and one I put on the patient's chest to keep everything clean. I do that for extubations, for anything like that. So you'll get your sterile field and open it up. And then it says opens the trach, so I'm pretending this is in the package. I'm just going to open it up and just dump it out. We're going to pretend this is sterile syringe. Open it up onto the package.
You have no gloves or anything. You have regular gloves on right now.
Yeah, but I...
New regular gloves.
Right. Or no gloves to start.
Okay.
Okay. New in the package. On here. Okay.
You just empty it up.
Right. So let's see. I want to see what else this says because. Oh, and lube. Don't forget lube.
Got it. That you would put on the actual tube
Right.
on the trach.
But what you can do is because it's a sterile field, open up your lube, squeeze a pile out onto one side. All right. So now let's say these are sterile gloves. So you need your sterile gloves. Put your sterile gloves on. You're going to take your syringe and you're going to check your cuff first. And make sure it stays inflated, there's no holes or anything like that. Then you want to make sure it's totally deflated all the way. And then I put my syringe where I can grab the end of it. Okay? Then you're going to put your obturator in. Leave this nearby. And now you're going to hook up this guy.
No, that's sterile too. We have to watch
Everything's
out.
clean, so you could touch everything.
Right,
Everything's
because you have sterile gloves and everything here is sterile.
sterile. Sterile.
And now this, you want to put this in a position where you're going to be easy to grab it, because you want to grab it with your thumb on the operator and 2 fingers behind the flange. So then this way you have total control over this to put this in. Okay? So I always put it where I can get to it easily. And then you have the loop here, you put the loop on the bottom. Let's see, what do they want you to do next? Lubricate. Did that. Okay, so now after that's all done, it says loosen or untie the old ties and deflate cuff, remove oxygen, remove old trach, insert new trach.
Can I stop real quick?
Yep.
So now you have your sterile gloves on,
Mhm.
can you go and put aseptic gloves over your sterile gloves so you can get all the dirty stuff and then when you take them off you're sterile again? No.
So keep one hand
Clean.
This
I
is
know.
what makes sense, though. This makes more sense than what was going on before.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Hold one hand.
So you okay so far?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We good? Okay, so that's why I leave the syringe off to the edge, because you can still grab your syringe and this hand, keep your hand that you're going to insert with, your dominant hand, as your clean hand. Okay? So it says, loosens or unties ties, removes oxygen, humidity, removes old trach tube. So what? Get this out of the way, loosen this up so it hangs down low out of your way.
That's your dirty hand.
Right, so now this is my dirty hand. Then this I would take out on inspection.
Right, because yours are
Okay.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
So that
that's
would
what
already be
That
gone.
would have been
Right.
gone.
So now,
Okay, you just did your checkoff questions, and one
I'm
of
gonna
the
loosen
questions
this.
is what is small breathing? What is
and
small
loosen
breathing?
this, but I'm holding onto the trach here. Okay. Now I can take this. This is where you get a little creative. See, I still have my fingers on the flange, no matter what I'm doing. Here, I'll suck this out. This hand is still clean because the syringe was on the sterile field, correct? So I have this cup all the way down. This I can drop back here, grab this guy. I'm going to
I don't think it's safe though.
pull this one out,
Fire.
work that in, hold this,